It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking our top 100 cards right now in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, I gotta say, 100 cards is a lot of cards, so if I leave off anybody on this list, I do want to apologize. Again, it's not easy to, go through and get everybody right on here. And so just kind of expect this list to not be perfect, okay? And at the end of the day, I'm not perfect. I doubt y'all are perfect. But this list is going to be my opinion and my opinion only. Again, my opinion is different from a lot of opinions. I watched another top 100 list and they had like a Giannis in like F or D tier. It's not going to be my list. So just kind of keep that in the back of your guys' minds as well. Get your popcorn out. Get ready for a long video. Coming in at number 100 is one of my starting point guards on the Nobody Spent Squad series, which is kind of crazy. I think he is my starting point guard right now in my Nobody Spent Squad series. But again, it's a little different for me because my Russ has Hall of Fame range. He's got some other things. This base Russell Westbrook is my 100th best player in the game. Defensively, still leaves a lot to be desired. Offensively, yes, he's going to dunk the ball well. His release is okay, right? You can green with it, but it might not be the quickest in the game. It might not be as quick as you want it to be. Still, though, nonetheless, Russell Westbrook is really solid in my team, and especially for a free point guard, can still definitely be ran in my team. At number 99, Radiant Pascal Siakam. Look, I don't love Radiant Pascal Siakam's release, but defensively, he's elite. He can run to the rim, dunk the ball well. And if you get the hang of his release, you can green enough with it to hype up the card. Look, again, I'm not sitting here gassing him as like a top 50 card in the game, putting him on my, power forward, small forward list. But I do respect him enough to be a top 100 player. At number 98, Galaxy Opal Jason Tatum. A card I think is just a little better than Siakam. Again, I mean, Tatum's not perfect defensively, especially his release. Only on quick, it's okay. Better on current gen. If you're on current gen, Tatum's a little higher. If you're on next gen, I'm just not quite that high on the card, especially considering he is the Jason Tatum leaner, which is just not great. At number 7, we're plugging in Pink Diamond Gerald Green. If you need an offensive shooting guard, Gerald Green is a really solid option. Doesn't come with unpluckable, which does hurt his value, but everything else about the card is good. His release is just fine. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the quickest, but it's just fine. MJ dribble style, normal laner. Like, the card's got enough going for him to be here at number 97. At number 96, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Kawhi Leonard. I once said it a long time ago, and it's the same thing now. Wherever you have Kawhi Leonard, you low-key have to have Jason Tatum. It's the way it is. I don't make the rules. Throw Pink Diamond Braun in this kind of area, too. I didn't put him on this list, but he is about in this area. Look, Kawhi more defensive-oriented than a guy like Jason Tatum. Offensively, he's just not great. I'm excited for a new Kawhi, and hopefully they update his release. At number 95, we're plugging in Pink Diamond Cedi Osman, a card I almost left off this list. And then right as I about record, I was like, I like Cedi enough to be on this list, right? I really do. At number 95, I'm not sitting here saying he's the best shooting guard in the game. But if you got him a while ago and are in need of a free shooting guard, Cedi can hoop for you, man. Good release, really solid defensively, decent player model, player build. I really don't mind Cedi Osman at all in my team. At number 94, Galaxy Opal Jaren Jackson Jr., 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. Hotspots from everywhere outside the three-point line. Does come with 37 base badges, 15 on Hall of Fame. Defense is the meta here for Jaren Jackson Jr. His release, it's on quick, but it's still on the slower side of things, in my opinion. The card does a lot for you. I mean, I don't think anybody is going to dispute that. Jaren, a really solid big, especially the power forward position in my team. At number 93, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Christian Laettner, 6'11", 7'1" wingspan. Just a card that can get it done in my team. I'm really not a big fan of his release. I think it's on a little bit too slow for me, and he's way overpriced. But if you, let's say, locked in for Kareem and you're in need of another power forward, you can play Christian Laettner. His player model is decent enough. And again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about him as being like the best card in the game, but you can definitely use him and have some success with him. At number 92, we're plugging in point guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, I think it's still people don't realize how good this dude is in real life. 6'6", 6'11" wingspan. I feel like in 2K his player model is just not as good as it should be, right? You think of a 6'6" point guard and you're probably like, wow, that's pretty solid. But again, his player build's just not as good as it should be. Decent release on quick MJ dribble style pro leaner. Shay's got a lot going for him. The card just isn't perfect in my team, and we're probably due for a new Shay relatively soon. At number 91, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Walker Kessler, and you guys would be surprised at how many people are running Walker Kessler. Now, you did have to lock in the set, definitely not worth doing, but if you got Walker Kessler locked in, you can run the card. He's kind of that, he has the ability to stretch the court, but I mean, he's just not that fast, not that great defensively, but again, he's not horrible, right? Yeah, as far as Walker Kessler, you can use him, have some success with him, but if you come up against Taco and Yao, it's over with. Cracking our top 90, Galaxy Opal Klay Thompson, a card that came out quite a while ago. But as far as like a 3-and-D player in my team that even can make some plays, Klay is just fine. His release isn't the quickest, and I think that's kind of the biggest turnoff for Klay, right? Is that his release isn't the quickest. But everything else about Klay Thompson isn't that bad. Again, I'm not trying to sit here and say Klay's our best shooting guard in the game like last year at times he was. But the card isn't bad, and I'll be the first one to admit that. Again, I don't love Klay in real life, but in my team, he can play a little bit of basketball. At number 89, Galaxy Opal Sam Dekker. You guys might be surprised here, but if you want a guy with a quick release, Sam Dekker's got it. I don't know if it's the Luke Kennard upper. I don't know what it is about this Sam Dekker, but his release is quick, plays a little defense, is kind of that 3-and-D option. And he's free, right? And everything, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I have free card bias. I think basically everybody does. And for Sam Dekker, the card is extremely good and he's free. So I'm going to have that bias at the end of the day towards Sam Dekker. At number 88, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Nate Thurmond, 6'11", 7'2" wingspan. And you guys might be surprised to see Nate Thurmond here, but defensively, he's one of the best cards, not only at the power forward position, but one of the best defensive cards in the entire game. And again, I'm not trying to sit here and say that you guys have to get Nate Thurmond, but I'm just saying if you have him, you can use him and don't have to worry about it, a lot of things. Joe Airspace isn't necessarily the greatest, but can get catch, shoot, can get some other shooting badges to make it more tolerable. And defensively, he's absolutely elite. At number 87, Galaxy Opal Jaylen Brown. When this card first came out, I was really high on him. And I still think if he fits what you want, he is good. The problem is we've gotten so many good shooting guards since then, like a Ricky Davis, even like a Pink Diamond Al Horford, right? Guys like that just kind of put Jaylen Brown in a not so great category anymore. But I still do like the card, can make a few plays, 6'6", release isn't necessarily the quickest, but easy to green. I wish he came with unpluckable, wish he came with a few more total badges, but Jaylen Brown still really, really solid in my team. At number 86, Galaxy Opal Josh Smith. And I know there's a lot of people that are probably going to be like, Ty, this card is horrible. I can't green with him. Now, I need you guys to hear me out. Take away that for 1 second. Pretend Josh Smith couldn't even shoot the ball. Everything else is so good about the card. His dunking nearly perfect. His defense nearly perfect. His player model nearly perfect. His dribble sig's pretty good. It's just the fact that his release is horrible, right? And I'm not hiding from that. His release is horrible. But as long as you can green occasionally and they just can't leave him totally wide open, Josh Smith is pretty solid in my team. At number 85, Pink Diamond James Wiseman, a card who I've tried to use a lot. And I just never was great with Wiseman, right? On the No Money Spend, I use Wiseman quite a bit, and I tried to make some things happen with him. I just couldn't ever really figure it out with the card. And again, maybe it's more of a me problem than a James Wiseman problem, right? Maybe you guys are using James Wiseman and having some success with him. I just felt like he was an interior big. His release was way too slow to get off consistently. And I just was never able to put it together with James Wiseman. At number 84, we're plugging in Pink Diamond Jabari Parker, who isn't talked about a lot, but I want to highlight right here today. He's basically Charlie Vin of the Wave, right? At that small forward position. I hope I put Vin of the Wave on this list. I'm trying to look quick and see if I put Charlie. Yeah, I did. I was going to make sure I put Charlie V on this list. I was going to say if I didn't, that would be really bad. But he's basically a small forward version of Charlie Villanueva. So if you like Charlie V, who is extremely good at the 4, you're probably going to like Jabari Parker at the 5. It's just his release isn't on very quick, but can dribble a little bit. Trey Siza, normal leader, can make a few plays. Kind of underrated in my team. At number 83, Galaxy Opal, Carmelo Anthony. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are really high on Melo. I think he's a little better than a guy like Klay Thompson, but at the shooting guard position, he's not great. He's smooth. You can use him. He's just not that extra good in my team. 6'8", good size. Just feel like a lot of people struggle with that Carmelo upper, me being one of them. At number 82, Galaxy Opal, Brandon Ingram. Now, you guys can debate that Carmelo Anthony is better than Brandon Ingram, and that's fine to debate. I like Brandon Ingram more. I think he's an overall better player. 6'7", 7'3" wingspan. I don't necessarily love his player build, but offensively especially, the card can compete, no questions asked. At number 81, Pink Diamond Ed Pickney, a card who I actually don't even use on my no money spend anymore. But I really like what he provided for me for a specific time, especially defensively, right? You need a small forward to just hold it down. Ed Pickney could be that guy, right? And again, I have Poku. I have these other guys. Like, I hype up, Bender. But if you don't want to spend up on that small forward position, you don't have to. Just run Ed Pickney. The card is perfectly fine in my team. Cracking our top 80, Desanya Jop here is 7 feet tall, 7'4" wingspan. This card is literally just so, and again, I'm not saying mid is a negative, so I'm going to say he's so mid, but I'm not saying it negatively. You have, like here's the deal. I'm going to tell you, I tried using Desanya for a gameplay, and I couldn't, man, because he can't make plays. And, I mean, if you don't get wide open shots with him, he's just mid. Defensively, he's going to be solid, though he's going to be stout. He's just okay in my team. That's all I can about say. I mean, the card's not bad, but he's just okay in my team. Coming in at number 79, Pink Diamond, Cam Reddish. Now, Cam Reddish is a card that's interesting because when the card came out, everybody was excited about him, but that excitement vanished really quickly. Now, what I want you guys to think about is why. Because Cam Reddish is still 6'8", good wingspan, good release, 93 ball, good driving dunk, good player model, half range. He doesn't come with unpluckable, but everything else Cam Reddish has. And I feel like everybody is just sleeping on him. Again, I know the shooting guard position is stacked, so that's probably part of the reason. But don't sleep on Cam Reddish because he is still extremely good in my team. Coming in at number 78, Jeremy Sohan. A card that right now is playing on my no money spend squad. Do I love him? I mean, kind of, because he plays great defense. Offensively, he's the definition of mid. But to me, mid is fine right now. Again, the small forward position, you can run Ed Pickney, you can run these other guys, and have just as much success with them. But for me, Sohan does what I need him to do. Could put him even higher on this list because I run him over a guy who I actually have higher. But that's just personal preference, to be honest with you guys. At number 77, Galaxy Opal, Paolo Banchero. Now, I know a lot of people might like Banchero more. For me, he's okay. I use the card offensively. He can maybe get the job done. I don't like his size up, right? I don't know if it's me. I don't like the Paul George size, but that just might be me. I mean, he's just okay. His release is solid. Defense is solid, but I just don't love Banchero in my team. At number 76, Galaxy Opal, Blake Griffin. Now, here's a guy that's interesting. Because when I look at Blake Griffin, 6'10 with a 6'11 wingspan, where does he fit in as on a team? Are you going to play him at that power forward position over some of the guys like that I'll get to that are higher, or even over drop? I don't know. Blake's really good offensively. The problem is defensively, he leaves a lot to be desired on the court. At number 75, we're going to plug in Pink Diamond Justin Jackson. Now, again, another shooting guard that I don't use. Now, if you're wondering why I don't use him, well, my shooting guards on my no money spent right now are Glenn Rice and Ricky Davis. So you don't have a lot of spots for the shooting guards. When I used Justin Jackson, I had a lot of success with the card. Those 6'8", 6'11 wingspan hot spots from everywhere. He's nearly perfect. Again, defensive badges don't even tell the whole story because he is elite defensively. I really did enjoy using Justin Jackson when I had to. Now, at number 94, here's the guy that I personally do, I have, but I personally run Sohan over him, is Jared Jeffries. Now, why? I don't know, because I actually used Jared Jeffries, and he was really good for me. Like, I feel like I need to find a way to get him back in the rotation, because for me, the card is extremely good, and I don't know why I'm not playing him. Like, normal leaner, Kobe release, really good defense, 6'11" at the 3. I mean, there's really no flaws in Jared Jeffries, and if you've got him, I'd consider running him and honestly recommend it. At number 73, Galaxy Opal Kyle Korver, 6'7", 6'9" wingspan, 99 3-ball. And again, some of the best shooting badges in the game. I personally don't love the Kyle Korver base, so that's probably why I'm not higher on Kyle Korver. But if you want a guy that's going to green some lightly, stuff like that, this Korver is going to do that. I mean, the card's kind of a cheese ball in my team. And you could have him higher than I do at 73. At 72, we're going to plug in a guy that I personally am not the biggest fan of, and that's Chet Holmgren. Now, I personally don't love Chet because I feel like his release is a little slow. I feel like he was a letdown for what he was expected to be. But he still is not worthless. He's still not horrible. He's still at number 72 because he can stretch the court, play decent enough defense, and just get it done. At number 71, a card I really do like, Pink Diamond Lance Stevenson, right? I know we got a lot of great budget point guards in my team, and we'll see some higher. But if you're like a Lance Stevenson fan, or if you want to run Lance Stevenson, you absolutely can, right? I mean, there's really no flaws at the card. Hall of Fame challenger, off-ball pass, rebound chaser, clamp breaker, quick first step. Really solid shooting badges as well. Lance as an overall card is really incredible. At number 70, Pink Diamond Evan Turner, right? Very, very similar to a Lance Stevenson, both decently tall point guards. Evan Turner is a little taller. I haven't used Evan Turner, so if you want me to be honest with you, I don't have, a perfect opinion on things. But, I mean, just from the eye test standpoint, I think the card is solid enough to be ran in my team. Not better than our number 69, Denny Avdija up next, 6'9", for number 69. 6'10" wingspan, good hot spots. For me, he's just a point guard that can hold it down, right? So if you're running a guy like Glenn Rice at your 2, Denny's like the perfect guy to run alongside him because he's not going to do anything crazy, right? He's going to green open looks, play decent defense, and just do what you need him to do. Again, not going to be anything crazy, but he is good enough to run in my team. At number 68, Pink Diamond Darius Miles. And as I'm looking at this list, Jeremy Sohan should be mid-60s at least because I run Sohan over Darius Miles. So I don't know why I put Sohan so low. Darius Miles, 87 3-ball, 85 standing dunk, 95 driving dunk. Same thing with Jared Jeffries. Both those cards probably objectively should be higher on this list. When I'm sorting out 100 guys, sometimes it's hard to get everyone exactly right, so I do apologize for that. Miles is still really good, right? Jetty Osman based on quick, mellow upper. The card should be good. The mellow upper is one, though. It's just tough to green. But again, Darius Miles, really, really solid in my team. At number 67, Galaxy Opal Gary Payton. I personally am not as high on Gary Payton as a lot of people are. His release is mid. I get he's got the Trey leaner, but the Trey leaner, it's good, okay? Objectively, it's good. It's overhyped, though. I gotta be honest with you. The Trey leaner is overhyped. Gary's good, but there is a limit to it. He's at number 67. At number 66, Galaxy Opal Detlef Schrempf. And you guys, again, might put Detlef higher. He's a guy I probably should get on my nobody spent and just try out. Again, shooting wise, I know he's going to be incredible. Playmaking good enough. Defensively solid. There's no flaws in him at all. How good is he? I don't know. His tendencies aren't good. But Detlef, especially primary power forward, which means Monty, he gets the best boost with Monty. He's a card I'll probably look to pick up on my nobody spent sooner rather than later. At number 65, Gordon Hayward. I used him, right? When I was on an account that I had him for, when I got him on Dikembe Mutombo, I used Gordon Hayward, right? The card was a little bit of a letdown. When this card's stats badges first got released, I thought the card would be incredible. He was just a little bit of a letdown for me. Just don't think he's ultimately worth locking in for or getting for the lock in ultimately. Level 40 Tyler Hero coming in at number 64. I gotta say, and again, this is me being honest with you guys, vulnerable with you guys. I was wrong about Hero. The card isn't great, okay? So if you think Tyler Hero is just this, crazy good card, you're wrong. But he's good enough to run, right? And at 64, I think that's a respectable enough spot. At number 63, Galaxy Opal Ben Wallace. Undersized at the 4, no doubt, but still defensively going to do what he needs to do. IO base on very quick is pretty quick. If you can green with Ben Wallace, he's going to do what he needs to do. Just a little undersized. I wish he had small forward eligibility. At number 62, one of the most underrated cards in the entire game, Pete Diamond Eddie Curry. I'm tired of people slandering this guy. His release is easy enough to green. He plays good defense. His player model is ridiculous. Eddie Curry's good in my team for budget ballers out there. I'm telling you guys right now, he's so kind of overlooked. I don't even know if underrated is the right word. He's just overlooked in my team. He's going to play for me for quite some time. It's sad to see Rudy Gobert finally had to come to an end, but Eddie Curry was a good replacement for him. At number 61, Galaxy Opal John Wall, the card I'm pretty high on, honestly. Like, especially if you want an offensive point guard, John Wall might be the right option for you guys, okay? Good defense, really solid playmaking, good release. Just really no flaws in John Wall. If you want a small point guard to run your squad, Wall might be the option for you. The problem is, at number 60, I got Matisse Thybulle. I'm putting Matisse Thybulle over John Wall because for the majority of people watching this, or at least like 40 or so percent of y'all have a guy like Glenn Rice. Y'all have a Ricky Davis. Y'all have a shooting guard that can go get you a bucket. And alongside them, Matisse Thybulle is a great option to guard, you know, a really solid guy, really solid defense all the way around 6'5". Just going to hold it down for you. At number 59, a card I absolutely don't like, Nikola Jokic. I don't like Jokic, but it's about a respect thing. And I respect people's value on Jokic to put aside my personal bias and put him at number 59. Because everybody loves Jokic in my team, says the Pascal base is chick, and I've even been cooked by him. I personally don't like him, but if you like him, join the 9 million other people that do. Pink Diamond Mark Eaton coming in at number 58. I am so sick of people slandering Mark Eaton. I'm sick and tired of it. Why are people slandering Mark Eaton? Let's break it down. They're slandering Mark Eaton because he can't shoot. That is why people are slandering Mark Eaton. My thing is this. If you want a guy that's going to go out there against Yao, against Taco, and battle, Mark Eaton's for you. And again, his price isn't super crazy now. And he is the Yao and Taco, I don't want to say stopper, but competition, right? He can go out there and compete against those guys. He gets slandered so much for literally no reason. The card is good in my team. At number 57, Pink Diamond Luke Walton, 6'8", 6'8" wingspan, hotspots from 3 to 5 places around the arc, 52 base badges, 11 on Hall of Fame. Again, not many flaws with him, right? I honestly think that Luke Walton's underrated, and I'll say that. Like, people aren't going to sit here and talk about Luke Walton a lot because he is a pink diamond. But look at his release. The upper is weird on it. Dribble style, normal leader, everything's good. But people don't want to talk about it. Why? It's because his name is Luke Walton. That's just the true, that's just me being honest with you guys. At number 56, Dark Matter Shaquille O'Neal. Now, yes, I put Shaq over Mark Eaton, but barely. Shaq. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. A lot of heat for this. I don't like him. I do not like Shaq in my team. You're telling me, and maybe it's just me being biased, but a card that came out in late March, but we've already got a Kareem that can shoot. We've already got a KP that's 7'3", that's it. Like, he's not it. I'm sorry. Shaq is not it in my team. At number 55, Bob Nedelecki. Yes, at the 4, I'm taking Bob Nedelecki over Shaq. You guys can hate me if you want. That's my opinion on things. And do you want me to lie to you or be honest with you? That's the true question. If you want me to be honest with you, okay. Then let me be honest, okay? I'm taking Bob Nedelecki over Shaq at that power forward position. That's just me being honest. You don't want me to be honest? I can sit here and lie to you if that's what you would rather have. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. That is my job. Give me Bob Nedelecki over Shaq and what he can provide for you and your specific squad. A guy I do like more than Bob, though, is Charlie Villanueva. The cards are eerily similar. Now, I need you guys to know and understand that. Charlie Villanueva and Bob Nedelecki are really, really similar, right? They do a lot of the same things on the courts, right? They both have a quick release. Both, defensively might struggle a little bit, but they are very, very similar on the court. And both going to be solid on the court. That's what I want to say. Charlie Villanueva literally is free. And he's probably going to be the power forward on my Nobody Spent squad for a very long time. Really good shooter. Rui base on very quick. Really quick. And honestly, he greens light leads as well. at number 53, we're plugging in Pink Diamond Herb Jones. Look, I'm not even, and I gotta say this, I'm not even the biggest Herb Jones stan. There's some people out there that are way bigger Herb Jones stans than I am, but I respect him enough. Again, Herb Jones, 6'7" at the 2, 7-foot wingspan, hot spots from 4 to 5 places around the arc, 92 3-ball, good speed, and great defense. Again, I'm not the biggest Herb Jones stan out there. There are guys out there that love Herb Jones a lot more than me, but I will say I respect him enough to put him in here at number 53. At number 52, we're plugging in the grind card that you guys know and love, Pistol Pete Maravich. Now, again, is Pistol Pete worth the grind? Probably not. Like, objectively, he's just probably not worth that 20-hour long grind. But it's an easy grind, right? You can AFK your way through it a little bit. And again, it is just relatively easy for you guys to get done. But again, is it worth it? Probably not. Top 52 player in my team, though, a really solid option. At number 51, can I find him? Where's Mr. E. Yalen? E. Jinlian up next at number 51. Look, some people might not like E. Some people might have E higher than me. I mean, it really all comes down to you and your personal preference. For me, I mean, I never really loved the card that much because was his release good? It was okay. It wasn't like a cheesy release though. And I think that's what bugged me, right? When I used him, I was expecting like a cheesy type release. And that's just not what he gave you, right? And that's not necessarily his fault, but he's 7 feet tall. I felt like defensively wasn't as good as he should have been with these badges. Maybe it's just me and my personal opinion. I think he's at number 51. Now for our top 50. At number 50, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Josh Giddey. Now, Josh Giddey's an interesting guy because the community is kind of split on his release because he kind of pushes it from his chest, so it's kind of like a low release, but at the same time, it's quick and it's smooth. So I feel like some of the community really likes it. Others are like, what is this release? So it's just kind of split. It's kind of in that middle. People, I mean, again, are divided on it. Do I love his release? I don't know if I love it, but I do think it's decent. And as far as the rest of the card, he's solid, right? 6'8", good frame, solid. At number 50. At number 49, Galaxy Opal Draymond Green. I like Draymond more than Josh Giddey. I know the community is, again, maybe split on these things. Draymond's release is slower, probably easier to green. Draymond's going to have a wider player build. Josh Giddey is a little bit slimmer. It's preference space between the two. I prefer Draymond Green because I have been using him quite a bit. Coming to number 48, it's crazy, Dr. J. I don't know why people disrespect this card. This card is still extremely good in my team, and in my opinion, a top 50 card. And a card I still could use in any type of setting. If it's a comp game, he can be used. If it's you're grinding triple threat, the card can be used. Dr. J is still extremely good at number 48. At number 47, Dark Matter Oscar Robertson. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about Oscar because he's an interesting card, only 6'5". His release is on the slower side of things, but the Oscar upper makes it really smooth. Normal leaner, MJ dribble style. Also has the normal leaner on very quick. Again, handle the ball really good, defensively really solid. Problem is he's only 6'5", right? But if you can get past the 6'5" thing, you're probably going to like Oscar quite a bit. At number 46, Pink Diamond Dino Raja. Now, here's the deal with Dino, okay? Here's the deal. Everybody loves Dino, but there's a limit to how good Dino can be. I like Dino. I think for nobody spend budget ballers because he's a lot cheaper now than he once was. He is a great option for you guys to pick up. But you can't pick up Dino and expect him to be the best power forward in the game because he's just not going to be that. He can hardly dribble. His release is okay, but it's not great. Defensively, sure, he's good. But this card is kind of overhyped in my opinion. He's good, right? And a guy you should use if you are like nobody spent and balling on a budget. But people hype this card way more than they probably should. At number 45, we're plugging in Dark Matter Grant Hill. A card that is very similar to Dr. J in my opinion. He's just a little bit taller and is going to play a little bit better defense. Now the Grant Hill base is interesting because he has that Kuz upper, which is just, it's kind of an interesting release. It's not necessarily bad, right? It's easy enough to green. It just comes down to, are you good with it? Smooth enough, 6'8", good frame. Dunks the ball absolutely incredibly. Absolutely incredibly. I don't mind Grant Hill at all in my team. At number 44, Dark Matter James Worthy. If you want to plug him in at that small forward position, he's going to hold it down for you. I don't love the John Wall base on quick. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I think, on very quick, maybe it'd be better, but it's not horrible. It's just not great, right? When we look at the small forward position, we've got Ferry, we've got Purpose, we've got all these cards with smooth jump shots, and then you got James Worthy, who it's smooth, but it's just another jump shot, right? It's not what it once was on the Pink Diamond, and I just don't think Worthy gives you as much as some of those other guys do. At number 43, Dark Matter Greg Oden. We just got done with James Worthy. We're talking about Greg Oden now. Now, Greg Oden is an interesting card because defensively, you're not going to find many better guys than Greg Oden. I mean, wide player, model wide player build, everything above a 90 defensively, basically every defensive badge in the game. Playmaking-wise is extremely good as well. Shooting-wise, he just leaves a little bit to be desired. The white base on quick is just not great. I'm not going to sit here and say it's horrible. It's just not great. Doesn't come with the most shooting badges. And again, that's the real downfall for Greg Oden. But still, really a solid option in my team. At number 42, Galaxy Opal Scotty Barnes. Now, Scotty Barnes is a card a lot of people in the community swear by. Not me specifically, but a lot of people in the community really love Scotty Barnes. Do I love Scotty Barnes? No. And the main reason I don't love Scotty Barnes is because the Scotty Barnes base on very quick, it's just mediocre, right? Normal leaner, smooth, MJ dribble style, Francis size up, all that stuff is smooth. But the Scotty Barnes base on very quick just leaves a little bit to be desired. Everything else about the card, especially defensively, is solid. Just don't know how high I truly can be on a Scotty Barnes in general. At number 41, Galaxy Opal Evan Mobley. A card that defensively is it in my team. And sure, you guys might be like Evan Mobley over Greg Oden. They are very similar cards, right? They're going to give you nearly the same thing. I just think Mobley having that 93 ball is just something I'm going to be a little more comfortable shooting-wise with. I like Evan Mobley in my team. I just wish his release was that little bit quicker. At number 40, Dark Matter Chris Bosh. A little more offensive-oriented compared to a guy like Evan Mobley. Both at that power forward position are going to be really solid and both going to be able to get the job done for you guys. But Chris Bosh in general, I really don't have any complaints for him. I don't necessarily love his release. I think it's overall pretty mediocre. Like Chris Bosh in general, I'd say pretty mediocre. At number 39, Dark Matter, Moses Malone. And we've got a lot of power forwards here in a row because I just got to get them out. They're all on the same type of level. Moses should be better than he is. Even if you ask the people that have Moses Malone, they don't love him. And I think that's what it all goes back to. I don't have Moses Malone. I've never really used him. But everybody who runs him says, he's just not great. Cards should be good objectively, but it's the eye test type of thing. And if guys that have him don't love him, why would I love the card in general? Cosmic Dirk at number 38 has one of the quickest and smoothest releases for power forwards in the entire game. And I don't think anybody's going to argue with me on that, right? Dirk, absolutely incredible power forward. 7'1", 7'3" wingspan, can get the job done at the highest level. At number 37, Pink Diamond Al Horford. And you guys can hate on Big Al all you want. I don't care if you're 2K James and wanting to clown me, right? Cool. I beat 2K James scoring every point with Al Horford. Now, yeah, that might be a little over-exaggeration, but if you want to clown me, at least be good at the game. Back to Al Horford, 6'10", 7-foot wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, defensively really solid, shooting-wise half range, good release, MJ dribble style, normal leaner. Al's got everything you need and is really a good budget option. Şengün up next, coming in here at number 36. Now, for Şengün, again, some people prefer Scotty Barnes. I think Şengün at 6'10" gives you everything you need. Again, as long as you have a shooting guard that can make plays, which nearly everybody has, Şengün is solid, man. You plug him in there, you don't have to worry about much. Just a really solid option at that point guard position. At number 35, Opal Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm tired of the Giannis slander. Everybody is slandering Giannis, and I don't get it. I think it's unbelievable how sad it is that people sit there every single day and slander Giannis. I get he steps in from three. I get his release isn't the quickest. But what about all the defense he plays? Y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all would just rather slander the card constantly, man. It's sad. Galaxy Opal Giannis, incredible. Basically just a slightly worse version of the Dark Matter Giannis. At number 34, Dark Matter, Lonzo Ball. Now, yes, Lonzo is going to play a lot of defense, The problem with Lonzo is his offense. His release is horrible. It's not horrible. It's not very good. Again, only 6'6". I get it. If you want to run Lonzo, you can. He's a usable point guard in my team. But we can't be talking about this card as like a top 20 card in the game. You just can't do it. At number 33, Dark Matter George Gervin. A card who at 6'7" at the 2, I think deserves people's respect. Good release, normal leaner, MJ dribble style. Nobody really has him, but I think if people had Gervin, they'd be running and hyping up the card. At number 32, Galaxy Opal Magic Johnson. And I got cooked for putting Magic Johnson as high as I did on my point guard list. But, hey, Magic Johnson's him for me. I love Magic Johnson. I'm not going to probably replace my Magic Johnson on my Xbox account until we get a new Magic Johnson. Because what's the point? Sure, there's going to be point guards that are better. But I don't need them, right? I got T-Mac to run my offense. I've got, guys at the shooting guard position that can do their thing. I don't need to upgrade my point guard position if I have a Magic Johnson. At number 31, Galaxy Opal Jonathan Isaac. Now, yes, the small forward position is absolutely stacked. So there's going to be small forwards that I have above Jonathan Isaac. But you want a small forward that can just get the job done and a small forward that's going to be a great 3-and-D option. Jonathan Isaac's that guy. Good release, MJ dribble style, normal leaner. He's gotten a little bit outclassed here recently. But if your starting small forward is Jonathan Isaac, I'm not going to hate it. He can start on the best squad in the game for some people, right? Some people prefer Isaac to other people. And you can make the argument Isaac's the overall best small forward in the game. You can absolutely make that argument. At number 30, cracking our top 30, Dark Matter Anthony Davis. AD's been hooping in real life, man. I pray he stays healthy because for me, it's sad because AD I feel like always gets hurt. But if he can stay healthy, he is going to reestablish himself as a top, I'm not going to make it say anything crazy, but a top player in the NBA. 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, really solid defensively. Just feel like his release leaves a lot to be desired, and that's why he's not any higher than number 30. Sticking to the Laker trend at number 29, Dark Matter Kobe Bryant. And I know a lot of people are going to get really mad at me for this. I don't see it with Kobe. And maybe part of it's because he's $700K and one of the most overpriced cards in the game. I've never ran into a Kobe Bryant that has cooked me. And maybe it's because nobody has him. I don't know. It's sad. To get this card, it was like $1,300, and he's not even a top 25 card in the game. At number 28, a card I forgot on my shooting guard list. People were like, Ty, did you forget Vince? Did he just not make it? I absolutely forgot Vince Carter on my shooting guard list. And as I'm going through this list, I realized I forgot Clyde Drexler on this as well. So on the top 100 list, I forgot Clyde Drexler. I'm just listing that for you guys because I forgot him and I'm recognizing it right now. Clyde would probably be in that 35-ish range. Vince Carter, I like him more than Kobe Bryant. Cards are very similar. Just depends. Do you like Kobe's base? Who's base? What do you like? What do you prefer? To me, give me Vince Carter. At number 27, Pink Diamond Tim Thomas. It's crazy to me how many people still love Tim Thomas. It's crazy to me, but it's valid. Again, especially if you have a good coach in Monty Williams, interior perimeter speed all gets boosted. The card can play at every level in my team. People can clown people for running Tim Thomas still. He's still a top 30 card in the game and better than the Dark Matter Kobe Bryant side by side. At number 26, Dark Matter Devin Booker, 6'6", 6'6" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere on the court. A great player in general. The problem is he's only 6'6", and I don't love his player model player build. Again, he can cook. I don't necessarily love his dribble 6, but Devin Booker really, really solid in my team. At number 25, Galaxy Opal Scottie Pippen. I love Scottie Pippen in my team, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. His defense is immaculate. His release is immaculate. Sure, he might not be as good of a primary ball handler as a guy like Vince Carter, but he's literally incredible. Offense, defense, whatever you want, whatever you need, Scottie Pippen can get it done. 6'8", good frame. His dribble 6 are even pretty solid, but his release is one of the easiest releases to green in my team. If you're just starting the game, you might need Scottie Pippen because you'll even be able to green with him. Galaxy Opal KG coming in here at number 24. Here's the deal. People can slander KG all they want. He is still extremely good in my team. I'm so glad I went and got him on my Nobody Spent because, he's got a good release. He's got good dribble 6. He's got great defense. As far as an overall card in my team, at the power forward position, it's tough to beat what Kevin Garnett can provide for you. At number 23, we're plugging in Galaxy Opal Billy Knight. Now, obviously for me, if you run this duo, he gets even higher. And the reason Billy Knight is not even higher is because the shooting guard position is so stacked. That's my main thing. I like Billy Knight, but the shooting guard position is just so stacked. I can't put him any higher than number 23. And you guys might hate me for it. I like Billy Knight. And you can debate him, Glenn Rice, Ricky Davis, all those things. Rank those, put them in your order. But for me, Billy Knight's the lowest in that order, coming in at number 23. At number 22, Alexei Pokachevsky, one of the best budget ballers in the entire game. A card that I've added to the No Money Spent. And he's just helped me out so stinking much. Like 25,000 MT, good release, good dribble six. But his defense is so impressive. You switch him on to a, even a D-Rob, a KP, a Shaq. He can compete with all of those guys. I love Poku in my team. And it's probably going to be a staple of the No Money Spent for quite some time. At number 21, Dark Matter Cade Cunningham. To me, if you want to put Devin Booker above him, I'm not going to argue it. I just think Cade Cunningham is the better overall option. 6'8", 7'1" wingspan, out spots from everywhere. If you want to debate Cade is the best point guard in the game, you can. To me, I don't think his defense is anything too crazy. At number 20, Galaxy Opal Eddie Jones. Again, if you think Billy Knight's better than Eddie Jones, then do what you got to do. I didn't use Eddie Jones for that long, but when I did, I was incredible with him. His release is incredible. His playmaking defense is incredible. I loved Eddie Jones in general. If you liked him for the card, you can definitely still use him. At number 19, Galaxy Opal Mike Bantam. Now, you guys might be looking at this saying, Ty, Mike Bantam was not this high on your small forward list. You're right, but I've realized something. The small forwards in my team are all in this same type of tier, and you're going to see it with how many small forwards we have here. Whether you want Mike Bantam, whether you want, a guy like Poku, whether you want, another guy, all these guys are in the same type of tier. And for me, it's really tough to separate them. And as I'm looking at this, I see I left this guy off the list too. And that's Rudy, right? I left him off this list. He would be this high. I love Rudy more than Jonathan Isaac, and that is just my opinion. Rudy would be right in here at number 19 too. At number 18, back to the point guard position, Dark Matter LaMelo Ball. Here's the deal with LaMelo. Just one of the best offensive point guards in the game. You guys are going to be like, Ty, you like LaMelo over Cade? I think I do. I think offensively with his release, he just gives you that little bit more. And back to Bantam, because I didn't really touch on him because I realized I forgot it. The card's nearly perfect, right? I just think I've underrated him for quite some time. Probably because I didn't get it. At number 17, Galaxy Opal Glenn Rice, 6'7", 6'9", wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, 54 base badges, 16 on Hall of Fame. Just really solid defensively, really solid all the way around. I really don't have any flaws with him. When I've used him on the No Money Spent, I've had a lot of success with him. I like Glenn Rice, and I'm hoping if you guys watching the video, I'm hoping you guys went and got yourself one. At number 16, Dark Matter David Robinson. At the power forward position, one of my favorite guys to run. He absolutely is. Does he make the best squad in the game right now? No. But that doesn't take away anything from him. I love D-Rob. He plays on my Xbox account and probably will for the foreseeable future. I'm a big fan of what David Robinson can provide for me. At number 15, Galaxy Opal Ricky Davis. And if you want to argue this, go watch my No Money Spent Squad series. Go watch it. If you don't think Ricky Davis is the top 15 player, go watch the No Money Spent Squad series. Card offensively is an absolute beast, especially when you get his release down. At number 14, a card I absolutely hate, Dark Matter, Bill Russell. I hate this card. Objectively, he's a top 10 card in my team. I hate him. I can't agree with him. He's got this bum Pascal base. I don't care. He's nearly perfect, but I don't care. He sold me against Splash. He's coming in here at number 14. At number 13, Galaxy Opal Danny Ferry, 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere. Again, all these small forwards are basically in the same tier. I'm just higher on Danny Ferry right now than I am on Bill Russell because, look, I think he gives you a little more. That's just my opinion as it stands right now. That was number 13. At number 12, Dark Matter LeBron James, okay? Again, all these small forwards are in the same tier. I think Bron has that advantage over Ferry, over Bantam, over Rudy, over Bill Russell, all of those guys. I really do love Big Bron in my team. I don't love the Corver base, but everything else about LeBron is literally so incredible. At number 11, Dark Matter Giannis Antetokounmpo. Again, I told you all these small forwards are coming together because they're all about the same. Dark Matter Giannis, 6'11", 7'4", wingspan, hot spots from everywhere inside the arc. I get it. You guys might not love Giannis. He's still great in my team. Defensively, offensively, the card's great. One of the best rim-running small forward, defensive small forwards in the entire game. At number 10, Pink Diamond Jonathan Bender, 7 feet tall, 7'4", wingspan, 49 base badge, 11 on Hall of Fame. When people slander Jonathan Bender, it gets me so mad because the card is absolutely great in my team. He green shots, has a smooth release. Yes, the tray upper is a little weird, but smooth release, good defense. Card 7 feet tall, a card I really do love in my team. At number 9, Dark Matter Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Again, would I ever recommend you guys going and locking in for Kareem? No. Does Kareem play on the best squad in the game? I gotta think about it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. At least if you're talking about the top 10, yes, he's a top 10 player, but he doesn't make the top 10 squad in the game. If he could play small forward, sure. But the reason he doesn't make the top 10 squad in my team is coming in at number 8 is Dikembe Mutombo for me. I think Dikembe is a little bit better than Kareem, and it all has to do with his release. I think he's got a better release. Everything else about the two cards are eerily similar. Dikembe is cheaper than Kareem. If you do really want to lock in for a power forward / center, I'd go Dikembe. At number 7, Galaxy Opal Purvis Ellison. The only small forward in the game that I think has an advantage over the other ones, right? I think Purvis is better than Giannis. I think he's better than Ferry. I think he's the best small forward in the game. That's why he has a little gap here. Why? Well, I just think in general he's the most complete. That's just my opinion on things. He's tough to stop. Absolutely incredible all-around small forward in my team. At number 6, Galaxy Opal Ben Simmons. Only a 65 3-ball. But look at the defense on Ben. Absolutely incredible. Good finishing badges. Hall of Fame, clamp break, quick first step. Good defense here. Just no flaws. If you can green with Ben Simmons, he's your best point guard in my team. I'm done sugarcoating it. You can green with Ben Simmons, by far and away the best point guard in my team. At number 5, Dark Matter Kristaps Porzingis. Better than Dikembe, better than Kareem, and I'm tired of people not respecting Kristaps Porzingis. The card is absolutely incredible, 7'3", whether you want to run him at center. What I would do is I'd run him at center alongside Taco at power forward. That's personally what I'd do with Kristaps. Card is absolutely incredible, and a card that I am really high on. Great release, and honestly, pretty solid defense too. At number 4, we're plugging in Dark Matter Terry Dishinger. Now, I'm so tired. There's a lot of people out there that are going to be like, well, Ty, you know, Terry's better than T-Mac. I'm so tired of hearing that. Maybe for you, right? But for the majority of people in the game, T-Mac is the better option. So again, do what you want to do. Lock in 1.5 million MT for Terry to barely be better than Ricky Davis and to not even be better than T-Mac. Do what you got to do to make yourself feel better. Terry makes the best squad in the game. So that should make you feel good enough if you locked him in. But he's not our best shooting guard in the game. He's just not. I don't care what y'all say. He's just simply not. At number 3, Galaxy Opal Yao Ming. The scariest part about how good this Yao is we're probably going to get a Yao really soon. Because this Yao came out on January 20th. Why was he released on January 20th? I can't tell you. I have no idea why 2K would release a card like this nearly 2.5 months ago. That makes absolutely no sense. He's still a top 3 card in my team and came out 2.5 months ago. Talk about the pacing in my team being ruined. This is the problem with it. We got Yao way too early. And Yao is the reason we got this guy, who is my number 2 on this list in Taco Fall. Taco is literally the only reason, or Yao is literally the only reason we got this Taco. I know he's out of position, all this stuff, and he is number 2 on my overall list. And it's crazy. For all you guys that say, well, Ty, height doesn't run the game. You can win playing small. Okay, so tell me, if height doesn't run the game, why is Taco a top 2 card in the game when his stats look like this? It don't make sense. His stats are horrible. His badges are horrible. But trust me, if you play the game, you know Taco is at least the top 3 card in the game. If you want to put Yao over him, I'm not going to argue that because I think they're side by side really close. But he's top 2. Again, Taco, absolutely incredible. Coming as my number 1 best card in my team, Dark Matter Tracy McGrady. I go back and forth between Tracy and between Taco because I do think it's really close. And I think you can make the debate either way. For me, I give it to Tracy. The most unguardable dude in the entire game. And combine that with absolutely incredible defense. I think that's what a lot of people lose sight of. T-Mac's defense, absolutely elite. And people don't realize that. People don't, appreciate that. T-Mac, still absolutely elite in my team. That is my top 100 list. And as I'm thinking about it, yeah, I left Jimmy Butler off as well. Jimmy Butler would probably be, what I do is I'd have Jimmy Butler at 6 and probably move Ben Simmons down to that 8 or 9 range. Again, with 100 different cards that I have to rank, I'm gonna leave off some people. So yes, I left off Jimmy Butler and Clyde Drexler. But outside of that, I think I've got nearly everybody else on here. So I mean, at least I didn't leave everybody off. Sometimes I just overlook some guys. Yes, Jimmy Butler would come in at like number, probably number 5 or 6, and then move Ben down to that 8 or 9 range is probably what I ultimately would do. But that's gonna wrap it up for our video, guys. Drop a like on it, subscribe if you are doing it. As always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.